Hello and welcome to Redline Reptiles and Exotics. Today we're going to do a spotlight on one of my animals. Today I have a blood python, and I thought what we'd do is I'm not going to get her out at the very beginning, but at the end of the video, if you would, you stay with us and we'll get her out and hold her and kind of see what she's about. But also today, I thought we'd talk about being bit by your pet snake or, kind of the fear of the unknown. Because, I get asked all the time, have you been bitten? Does it hurt? And I'm just going to kind of tell you my thoughts on it and kind of how you can probably keep from getting bit and how you can kind of tame down a young snake. And usually when you get bit, it's either a food motivated bite or it's a defensive, especially young baby snakes. They don't know the world. They don't know all the smells. And so they think everything's out to get them. And my blood python, when I got her, she was a baby. And the first day that, I was getting her, putting her in quarantine, I think I got bit about 15 times, and it was just one right after another. And so I'm going to tell you how I tamed her down. Now she doesn't bite. She's cautious. I mean, she's still, we have to earn their trust just like I have to earn hers. There's times you have to watch the body language of a snake, and sometimes you can kind of see them, they're getting tense. And so, I'm thinking, is she going to bite me or, is she scared? So there's signs to that. But what I thought I'd start out with, I think I've probably been bitten by her maybe 30 plus times. And so a lot of people ask me, what does it feel like? Well, the truth, it could be probably different for different people. I drag race, so I do a lot of welding. So I've gotten burnt on my hands where, splatter and slag, and I don't feel too good. But comparing it to a snake bite, especially babies now, adults is probably a little bit different. I've never been bitten by any of my adult snakes. I've been bitten by wild ball python once when she was a juvenile baby, which all these times that I've been bitten has been my fault. Uh, you can't fault the snake. It's just trying to survive. So I just want to put that out there. But what it does feel like to me is like when it's more startling, just tell you the truth. The pain's kind of unnoticeable, really. It kind of feels like the hard side of Velcro. If you ever, touch the hard side of Velcro, it kind of feels like that, or maybe even compare it to a paper cut. You feel it, but it's not really that painful. But what makes it seem a little more painful is how quick and fast it happens. It's pretty startling, especially blood python. She can strike from many different angles. I notice with the ball pythons, they usually turn and strike to it where they can get a good strike. But the bloods seem like, man, they'll come up and just go from one side to the other. She's even kind of went over herself to bite my hand. And so really it's the fear of the unknown. And just truthfully, I'd rather get bit by a snake any day than a cat or a dog or, I know people tell you that, but it's the truth. More scared of us, and there's really no reason to be scared of a snake bite, just truthfully. Now, when you get into the larger snakes like the reticulated python or Burmese python, I'm sure is not going to be pleasant. But as far as the ball pythons, your corn snakes, hog noses, anything like that, it's nothing to worry about. So if you want to tame down your snake, it's really quite easy, honestly. Be confident. A lot of people, when they go in to grab their snake and they don't have that confidence, that snake kind of senses that and he don't know what you're up to. So what I generally do is I go in with confidence, knowing if I get bit, it's no big deal, but I'm just going to reach in there and grab, using the last third of the body or around a cool that's, further away from their head, because you don't want to grab towards their head, because that's where most predators try to kill them, is either right at the head or they, try to grab their tail. So I usually kind of go with the last third of the body and just pick up from there and kind of They call it tailing, where you bring the snake up to you. So that being said, as far as taming them, it really comes down to enrichment, getting them out and socialize them. You're going to have to get in there, handle the snakes, let them get used to your smell, let them know that you're not there to hurt them, because you're a big old monkey reaching down and grabbing for them. So, but after a while, they get used to it and they see that, hey, this ain't so bad. You start petting their head. And yes, I do. I try to touch everywhere on the body of the snake when I do my socialization. When I get them out, I pet their heads, I pet up under their chin. I even, pet the back part of their tail. That way they get used to me touching them. And I'm just going to tell you, it don't take long. Snakes are very, very intelligent. And choice base handling too, because, you don't want to reach in there, all the time. And they might not feel good that day because, they're like us. We have our off days and they have their off days. So, if you reach in there and pet them, let them know you're there. That's what I do. I don't tap train. I just reach in, the furthest way from their head, and I kind of like pet them, and that lets them know it's me. And, but you can tap train, go tap them with a hook or something if you're afraid that you're going to get bit. But I'm not afraid to get bit. Just honestly, it's not that bad. I don't even know how they got clickbait, because it's not bad at all. I'm going to also, at the end of this video, show a picture of what a snake bite looks like. I got a picture of the bite that happened and how insignificant it really is. It's nothing. Okay, we're here, and we have right here is my blood python. Her name's Moxie, and we're going to take the hide off where you can see her and see how I reach in to grab her and show you. Now, when I first got her, I couldn't even stick my hand where it's at now, because she would strike and she would try to bite me. But now, if you notice what I do, the first time I'm going to show you, you can see that she's kind of breathing hard because she knows that something's here. She ain't got to smell me yet. So what I generally do is just let her, I come behind her and kind of let her know that I'm here. And what I like to do is just tap her. You see how I just kind of tapped her? Well, now she knows something's there. And what I do is I don't linger too much. Once I tap them, like, give her a tap, I reach in and grab her just like this. And that's how you do it. You can't be afraid. If you're afraid, then she's going to sense that. And so what I generally do is just kind of give them a tap, let them know it's not food, and let her know it's a human, and let her kind of smell me, because she can smell you. So they get a whiff of you. And she's probably not going to be very, very cooperative, because she gets out. She likes to move around a little bit. I was kind of surprised. But you can see she's a beautiful snake. She's very social now. It took me, I pet her head just like this, and they actually get where they like it, or they seem to like it. And but you can see she's smelling her tongue, long tongue flicks that tell you that she's in thinking mode. And so as long as she's thinking, that's a good thing. When they got the little short tongue flicks and they're quick and they're not in thinking mode, they may even strike. She's real relaxed. She's not real intense. And so that's it, basically. You just got to reach in and grab them, but grab them from a cool that's away from their head. Not too fast, just don't yank them out, but, have confidence, because she knows you're there. We'll see if she'll cooperate a little bit. I don't think she is. But anyway, I hope you get something out of this video. Like I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to show her enclosure, give a little small clip at the end and show you what her enclosure looks like. But that's it. The key is just to get them out for socialization and enrichment and touch them. Don't let them buffalo you, because sometimes they'll buff strike just to buffalo you.